You're listening to the Quint podcast.
Pongal is a festival, and it's also Tamil Nadu's original, authentic, ancient recipe. In fact, for millions of Tamilians across the globe today, Pongal, the dish, is a daily driver, especially if you're in the entertainment industry, or as we call it, Kollywood. I'm Vikram, and you're listening to Southern Slurp. If you're listening to this anytime close to Pongal, the festival, then a happy Pongal to you. Pongal Nalvarthukal. Now, before we dig into the recipes, stories, mythologies, and songs around this uniquely simple yet sumptuous and layered dish, I'll have you know that you can listen to Southern Slurp and me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and JioSaavn. I'll also have you know that there's going to be a smattering of Tamil across this episode, like fried cashew and kishmish over hot, white Pongal. But don't worry, it'll only add to the taste. Now, even if you've lived under a rock for 3,000 years, you'd still know that the Pongal is a kind of thick gruel made of rice and lentils. Yep, it's not unlike the khichdi. The khichdi is the watered-down, Hindi-dubbed version of the Tamil Pongal. It's like a remake that looks like the Pongal and uses the same ingredients, but isn't quite up there in taste. That's why it's a much bigger hit as a breakfast in Tamil Nadu than khichdi ever was in North India. And my choice of metaphors are cinematic for good reason. It brings us to our first stop, Kodambakam, the birthplace of Tamil cinema and home to AVM Studios. Typically, a movie set is like a mini factory. It takes 100 or more workers to get everything ready for that first shot of the day. And the one thing that fuels them all is inevitably the Pongal. This has been the choice of breakfast for generations of Tamil cinema technicians who all have fond memories of the recipe and the way it lulls them to a meditative, semi-conscious state. One plate of slightly runny Pongal with sambar, coconut chutney and onion tomato red chili chutney will give you the strength to stand still in the Chennai summer for 5 hours until lunchtime.
Cinema Pongal has got a speciality which no other Pongal has got. I don't ask me why, but somehow there's an attractiveness about Cinema Pongal, shooting Pongal, which I don't find in other hotels.
Listen to one of legendary director K. Balachandra's proteges, Kavitalaya Krishnan, reminisce about his shooting Pongal.
Fish and chips, strawberries and cream.
Like fish and chips, strawberries and cream, curd rice and baby mango pickle, onion sambar and potato fry, vatta korambu and roasted papad. The combination of Pongal and vadakari on set.
There's something out of this world. Shooting pool is always very, I don't know why it's tastier. The cinema shooting, even the Vakavadiyam for the sapad is in various multicolors. Bright green chutney, red chutney, white chutney, and colors stay பண்ணுவாங்க. When they open the Pongal, stored in a tall tiffin box, cashew nuts would be floating over a layer of ghee over it. When served over a banana leaf, it will get singed.
When they serve the Pongal onto a plate and pour red chutney over it, I'm salivating even thinking about it.
The history of Pongal is the history of the Tamil people. Archaeologically, it all began in 10,000 BC, when parts of the world were still in the Stone Age. Escaping mammoths, the people of the Indus Valley civilization began farming rice in the steppe fields near Kashmir. But even before that, they ate wild rice. 5,000 years later, in South India, some genius of a cook accidentally boiled rice and moong dal together to create the Pongal. This was such a hit that much later, around 200 BC, the Indravira festival, celebrated at Poombuhar, came to be called Pongal. Anyhow, enough of archaeology already. Here's the 5,000-year-old recipe, with some minor embellishments, rendered sweetly by Uma Devi, who will also tell you how to cook it over a wood fire. Check it out.
For making Pongal traditionally, one must use a mud stove and a clay pot. Both of these, made especially for one-time use, will usually be available in the market a few days before the festival. Buy them. You can either buy firewood or use broken wooden platforms or seats made of nutmeg wood. Smear the bottom of the pot with rice flour, or it will crack when you cook on it. Also, smear the sides with sacred ash and vermilion and tie a turmeric plant around it before cooking.
So, in the Pongal பண்றதுக்கு நமக்கு தேவை வந்து புது பச்சரிசி.
To make Pongal, we need fresh raw rice. For 2 cups of raw rice, take a handful of moong dal, 10 or 20 cashew nuts, 4 cups of jaggery, some elaichi powder and 1 cup of ghee.
நெய் 1 கப். ஸோ நம்ம ட்ரெடிஷ்னலாக பொங்கல் பண்ணுறதுனா என்ன பண்ணணும்னா இந்த அரிசியும் பாசிப்பருப்பையும் வந்து ஒரு பாத்திரத்தில்.
First, wash the rice and pulses and throw away the water. Wash once again and pour this water into the pot. Fill the pot almost to the brim with more water and add a cup of milk to it. Using camphor, light the firewood and wait. The water mixed with the rice starch and milk will boil over.
பொங்கி வந்தவொடனே பொங்கலோ பொங்கல்னு சொல்லிட்டு
shout and then add the soaked rice and pulses. Slowly siphon the excess water from the pot. Once the rice and pulses have been completely cooked, add the jaggery and mix well. Once the raw smell of the jaggery goes away, add the elaichi powder and finally the cashew nuts roasted in ghee. Give it a final mix and serve hot.
ஆஃப் பண்ணி மூடி வச்சிடணும். அவ்வளோதான்.
Despite most civilizations across the world being familiar with rice and lentils and boiling, no one anywhere else on the planet thought of the simple 5-step Pongal recipe except the Tamils. In ancient Greece, there was a Pongal-like dish which originated after Alexander's invasions in India in May 327 BC. This was the last time his soldiers fought in the subcontinent and the first time they saw rice. In the Greek recipe, rice, lentils and beans were boiled together and finally doused in red wine. Today, the Greeks have done away with rice and use red wine vinegar. It's called faki soupa in Greece. Sounds like a rapper's pseudonym, doesn't it? And here are its other names: khichdi in North India, bisi bhele baat in Karnataka, mujadarrah in Lebanese, kung pao in Chinese, and kosheri in Egyptian. Just as the Pongal begins its circuitous travel around the gut, causing a mild numbing of the senses, it travelled across the country and around the world. And as Indian food and medicine culturally influenced Greece, Rome, the Far East and later European countries, it took along with it the Pongal, which today holds more aliases and visas than James Bond. And yet, despite the similarities, there's still nothing quite like it. But enough with the history. Here's how Pongal, the festival, came to be, according to a myth. The story goes, on what would later be the 3rd day of Pongal, Lord Shiva said to his steed,
Nandi, go down to earth and instruct the humans to take an oil bath daily and eat once a month.
But confused with the multiple instructions, Nandi said,
Eat daily and take an oil bath once a month.
Angered, Lord Shiva sent Nandi to earth to help men grow more food. And because of Nandi's arrival, Pongal became a festival. Now, back to Pongal, the dish. In Tamil Nadu, there are 2 versions. One is the Ven Pongal, aka the white Pongal. This is savory. The other is the Sakkara Pongal or the sweet Pongal. The name is slightly misleading because Sakkara means sugar. Traditionally though, we use jaggery. And it is this Pongal that Uma Devi cooked over the wood fire. Let's finish off the episode with the recipe for the brilliant savory version of the Pongal. One that you can make in a modern kitchen using a pressure cooker. And remember, the best accompaniment for Pongal is coconut chutney and sambar.
வெண்பொங்கல் வந்து to make வெண்பொங்கல் the ingredients are 1 cup raw rice, 1/4 cup moong dal, 1 cup ghee, 10 to 20 cashew nuts, teaspoon of pepper and jeera and small amount of ginger. Wash the ginger properly and then remove the skin and then scrap it. Keep everything ready. Heat the kadai and lightly salt the rice and the moong dal. You should not fry it. You should just heat it only. Then take 3 cups of water. Add this rice and moong dal to it. Add little salt to it and then give 5 or 6 whistles. Then only it will be fully boiled and you can smash it very nicely. After releasing the steam, you take the rice and the dal, smash it nicely, add required amount of salt, and then this slightly fry this jeera and pepper in ghee, and then grind it properly. And add the grinded mixture of jeera and pepper to the smashed rice, and then add the scrapped ginger also. You heat a kadai and fry the cashew nuts and add to it.
Seriously, I cannot move an inch further after that recipe. Serious homesickness, nostalgia and mostly hunger pangs happening right now. Try out the pongal, try making it. I'll see you on the other side. If you're not satisfied yet, do check out the full playlist of Southern Slurp on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, JioSaavn and Spotify. And let me know which South Indian dish you want me to tackle next. This is Vikram and thank you for listening. Magirchi.